This movie is a banger. Banger. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. To my no makeup I look ugly channel. But let's get started with something I promised in my last review. Or my last Unpopular Geek review, which was The Last Jedi, and a lot of people are probably gonna hate me for that one. But I promised I would do a review on the Avengers, and here I am. But here's the problem. This isn't an Unpopular Geek review kind of concept. And you know why? Because I actually like the movie now. Well, I still have some very unpopular opinions about it, so we'll probably get into that, but yeah. I actually kind of like the movie. Deal with it. Which is something that everybody should like. Everybody loves this movie. This is why it's unpopular. So, this is the first episode where I'm underwhelming. I'm saying that a movie is worse than I think the public majority says it is. Not better. Oh boy, this could be controversial for so many reasons. Alright. The Avengers. Fantastic movie. Everybody loves this movie. What else can I possibly say other than it's the Avengers? Like, come on, dude. I don't like the Battle of New York. I'm sorry when I say that. I don't like the Battle of New York. I don't generally like overlong CGI third act battles. I don't like Avatar. I don't like Loki riding around on a speeder bike in space. I don't like the T'Challa getting Phantom Menaced. I don't like the T'Challa in general. I don't like the overuse of CGI and civilians getting murdered shots. I don't like the overuse of glass and destroyed buildings. I don't like any of it. Now, before I get into this, The Avengers is an amazing movie. Joss Whedon did an amazing job making the movie. There are so many things that work, so many incredible scenes that I'm not even going to go into because they are so good. I would say the first solid hour and a half of the movie, perfection. Aside from a couple things I'll get to that are overarching problems with the entire film, but I love this movie. Now, I've never been a fan of overlong CGI fight third act battles. I'm always a fan of the personal confrontation that's going on. Like, something like Star Wars. I was never a fan of the Return of the Jedi part where they're all battling on Endor. I always loved the personal confrontation going on with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker and Emperor Palpatine. And similar thing with Empire Strikes Back. That one works for me because there's not a giant climactic third act battle. There's a giant battle earlier in the film, but which is cool and I think it works. But yeah, never a fan of giant overlong CGI third act battles. Like, brief but meaningful fight scenes matter. It has to do with confrontation and the stakes and the characters. I think villains work best if it's someone you have some sort of connection to, or like a character that is like some sort of connection. Those are the villains I find the most interesting other than the purely evil villains. And we'll be getting into villain problems in a bit, but the first thing I want to talk about is this movie. And a couple of my big problems right out of the gate. The Asgardians on Earth still don't work. I'm sorry, but it works in Wakanda. It works in Infinity War, but it didn't work in the first Thor film, and it doesn't work here. Now, granted, this is more of Loki on Earth than Thor on Earth, but Thor does end up on Earth, which, okay, I hate old Thor, like pre-Ragnarok Thor. I hate him. His character is annoying. He's a static character, doesn't have any development. He's boring. You can't understand him. He talks in Shakespearean gibberish. He's not relatable. I'm sorry, just how I feel about Thor. So, I'm going to talk about the rest of the characters in this movie. First time I saw the movie, I didn't understand any of them because I'd never seen another Marvel movie. The second time I saw the movie, I'd seen all of Phase 1 and I enjoyed it decently well. The third time I saw the movie, I've seen every single thing in the MCU and I actually care a lot more for these characters. I will say I was never a Captain America person. I talked about this before. He is a boring, static, uninteresting character to me. Just not interesting. He's perfect. He's too perfect. Not interesting at all. Then, of course, there's Iron Man, who I absolutely love Iron Man / Tony Stark. He is a great character with a lot of development and growing he has to do. He has to stop being arrogant. He has to learn how to be a hero and a team player, and I'll get into that later. There's Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, one of my favorite characters. There was really slim pickings back then when it came to women in the MCU. I mean, you got Jane Foster, Pepper Potts, Hulk's girlfriend, that, I don't know. There were very slim pickings back then, but Natasha Romanoff, just completely badass female character. I love her so much still. I love her in Winter Soldier. I loved her in Infinity War. I loved her in Age of Ultron. I loved her in every single freaking movie she's ever been in. She's amazing, but I think this and Winter Soldier are her two best appearances. Then there's Bruce Banner, who is an interesting character. The first time we've seen him since, you know, whatever. Since that Hulk movie that nobody remembers even exists. And then, of course, there's Hawkeye, who is being brainwashed for most of the movie and not that interesting of a character until Age of Ultron. And he just wasn't in Infinity War. He just walked out. And then there's Thor, who I already hate. And am I missing someone? Okay, there's Nick Fury, who's an awesome character. Maria Hill, who's kind of just there. Coulson, who's an awesome character. Dude, like, Coulson is good. Come on, can we bring him back to the MCU? Like, he's alive in the TV show. Can they just bring him back to the movies? And that's about it in terms of characters. Now, in terms of villains, we have a Thanos tease at the end of the movie, which now just feels cheap, because, you know, I'm sure it was a big deal back at the end. We have, of course, Loki, and then this guy named the Other. And then there's the Chitauri, who I hate. The Chitauri should not exist. They are stupid. I hate them. Ugh. I have a huge problem with the, should I say, master plan or villain plan, or there is a villain problem with this movie. I'll get into this. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, you can't say there's a villain problem with this movie because Marvel has a villain problem and Loki is the second best MCU film because Thanos is amazing and Thanos is the best villain. No, I hate Thanos. Thanos has no motivations, okay, other than, I'm bad and I want to destroy stuff. Like, Thanos sucks, okay? I hate Thanos. I hate him. He could just make more resources instead of destroying shit. Going back to the villains, I actually like Loki as one of them. Third or fourth, that other poster on the edge of my screen next to the Black Panther one. Okay, that poster was actually from Thor 2, which is a good poster. But the point is, Loki, Killmonger, Hela, Hela I actually really like. I don't know. There's not that many villains I actually like in MCU. But let's go into the fact that this is one I actually like. And the Other is a pretty intimidating villain as well. But holy crap. None of this works. When you start dissecting it, none of it works. So basically, the Other handed Loki an Infinity Stone, which is the scepter, which is later proven to be an Infinity Stone. So he could go pick up another Infinity Stone and presumably bring both of them back without any trouble after he uses said Infinity Stone to open a portal to somehow take over the world, which, yeah, it's confusing already. First of all, how are you going to take over, like, okay, listen, I get what you're saying. Okay, so you got the Tesseract thingy, which is a portal. So, yeah, Baldemir, I'm gonna send more of these Chitauri guys. Well, you take over the entire planet, and then, you gotta turn the cube in to the Other, which means that, you don't have that portal anymore, so you don't have terrorizing means. It's like that random kid who just sicks their dogs on you because they're like, dude, I'm sick my dogs on you if you don't do what I say, like, oh. Those dogs are gonna go running in the opposite direction. Those dogs are not interested. They have no brains. They don't care what you do. They don't care if you bow to Mr. Dog Owner. They're just gonna run off. That's not how dogs work. That's not how Chitauri work either. The Chitauri are annoying. They're big, giant things to cause havoc and destruction. You know, chaotic evil, all that, I get it. The CGI is annoying. There's too much going on. It feels like a video game boss rush. It's not interesting. I like those, like, land robot guys they have to fight, but, like, the space ones, the Chitauri, they're, like, big, slimy. Ugh. No! Just no! Okay, I will say something. I was gonna say something about the master plan here. Loki's master plan doesn't work unless he ignores the other and doesn't give him the cube and just, like, keeps it, which I can totally see him doing, but... what Thanos gotta do about that? Like, seriously, what Thanos gotta do about that? Like, catch me outside! She's like, what the heck, dude? It's not safe to keep an Infinity Stone for yourself. I don't care who you are. Look. So there's a lot of problems with the planning. Now, based on a few instances, I think I've discovered that Loki doesn't plan ahead. But Thanos definitely does. That's the problem I have here. If Thanos knows what's up, why would he trust this person enough? He's not technically a person, whatever, just ignore me. Enough to hand him an Infinity Stone, unless Thanos and the other don't know that that scepter is an Infinity Stone. But still, think about it. Loki is not to be trusted. That's a thing we've established. He is a chaotic evil. He'll cause havoc because it's fun, and so it can benefit him. He doesn't care about working for Mr. Macho, I'm purple dude. Like, think about that. Thanos is a very lawful type of evil. He's like the snap, everything's perfect type of evil. Yeah. I wouldn't trust him either. Now, granted, maybe they don't know anything about that guy. Maybe they tortured him into persuasion. I don't know. I don't really care. It doesn't work, and it's annoying. Going back to my other biggest problem, other than the Asgardians on Earth thing, you know, the pickup at the beginning, which reminds me of Back to the Future 2. I'm sorry, that scene is Back to the Future 2. It's like on the back of a pickup, and they're like driving through. Like, at least there's not a T-Rex behind that Land Rover. But seriously, it's annoying, okay? Like, why is there a Land Rover? Oh my god, it's so bad. Now I'm going to go into the parts of the movie I actually like, which is pretty much the rest of it. Okay, this movie's full of insults. Even the good characters are just yelling at each other the entire film, except for the end, where they're all like, working together, macho. Literally, the death of a character is what brings them together, which is so dumb. Again, it's Loki not thinking ahead, like, oh, I'm just gonna kill the guy, like, whatever. Because I'm just gonna kill the guy because I was doing a thing. Like, I don't know why I'm making Loki sound like Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren's like, whoa, just kill the guy, bro. That's actually what Kylo Ren sounds like, but seriously, what was the point of a shirtless scene in Last Jedi? It was so dumb. I'm off topic. But I will say that I think this doesn't work. The rest of the movie works very well for me, and I enjoy it. My biggest problem is that the villain isn't intimidating enough, because it's Loki. We know that Loki is an anti-hero based on the next film in the series. We also know that Loki has been nerfed so he can actually, so Captain America can fight him. And the third thing we know is that he is a character who, yes, lacks conviction. Also, can I point out a small fact here? The best moments are when he gets owned. That's not how your villain should be. Your villain should be someone who you actually get legit, like, freaked out over. Like, oh crud, they're gonna, like, stomp all over you. No. The best moments are when he gets owned. Like, when Black Widow completely plays him, one of my favorite scenes in the movie, by the way. That is an amazing scene, but it doesn't show his power. It shows that he's just gonna be mad at her, and she's just like, boss. But that's my biggest problem with the movie. It just is my biggest problem with the movie. Oh, I don't know. It's just annoying. Anyway, this is getting long. This is going to have to be a two-parter, so I'm going to put this in. I'm going to end this right now. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will go ahead and film part 2 right now. Just gotta, you know, 15-minute restrictions. Anyway, so yeah. I'll talk about part 2. What was I talking about again? Iron Man? I don't know. I was talking about Loki. Ooh, dude, I'm Kylo Ren, just go away.